Okay, I take the opportunity to welcome everybody in today's lesson. My name is Teacher Didas, and I'm going to teach primary 1 mathematics. Okay, the class I'm going to teach mathematics for P1. So whenever you are P1 and you are P1 child and you are there, please come closer and we learn together. Okay, those are my contacts. You can reach me in case you need any help or assistance. Let's look at today. What are we going to look at today? So with today, in my lesson 1, I'm going to have a look at fractions. Okay, I'm going to have a look at fractions. Can we spell the word fractions? F-R-A-C-T-I-O-N-S. Okay, the word is fractions. Have you seen there? Let's spell it again. F-R-A-C-T-I-O-N-S. Okay, others we can even sound it, but for us we are only going to spell it like that. What is a fraction? The P1 child, you are there. Teacher has brought a question, or teacher has brought a topic, is looking at fraction. But what is a fraction? A fraction is a part of a whole. Okay, now I have the two words there. A fraction is part of a whole. I have the two words here. The first one is here. The first one is a whole and another one is part. What is a whole? A whole is something which has not been cut into parts. What is a part? Something that is cut from a whole or from a fraction. Okay, so a fraction is a part of a whole. Let's go on. Let's name wholes here. We're going to name the wholes. W-H-O-L-E. Okay, I have my foot there. Okay, when I have that foot, we can say that is a whole apple. It is called a whole what? A whole apple. The apple is still a whole. Let's go next. I have that one there. It is a whole banana. The banana is there, and that banana is a whole. Therefore, I can say I have a whole banana. It's there. As you can see, I have a whole banana. I have a whole banana. It's there, as you can see very well. Okay, let's move on, class. Let's move on. Let's move on, my dear learners. Let's move on and we see what we are going to look at today. What do we have today apart from that one there? Okay, I have that one. That's an orange. Okay, I know you're there saying, teacher, now I know that one. Okay, this orange has not been cut into parts, so it's still a whole. So we can say it's a whole orange. It's a whole orange. I have that one next. Okay, it is a what? A mango. Okay, so this one is called a whole mango. It's called a whole mango. It's called a whole mango. Let's go on next, class. Now we have looked at the parts of the whole. We have a whole orange, a whole mango, a whole banana, a whole apple. You can even add there a whole pineapple, a whole avocado, a whole sugar cane when it's not cut into parts. Okay, let's move on. Let's go on and see what are we going to have a look at. What are we going to study today? Okay, so we are going to make and shade fractions. I'm going to make and shade fractions. I'm going to make and shade fractions. Okay, let's see. I have a whole what? I have a whole triangle here. So when I have a whole triangle here, I'm going to divide it into two parts. I'm going to divide the triangle into two parts. Okay, now I have the two parts of a triangle. One is here, second one is here. These are two parts. What am I going to do next? I am going to shade. I'm going to shade one part of the triangle, and it is there, as you can see. And when you are shading, make sure you shade inside, because when you shade outside, you become a monster. That's how they say. So I've shaded inside. Okay, are we together, class? That's what we have now. At first I had two parts. One is here, the second one is here. Now what do I have now? I've shaded one part. Okay, I've shaded one part, and I had two parts. Okay, now I have formed a triangle. Do you see the sorry, I've formed a fraction. Do you see the fraction I've formed? It is here. Now that fraction, its name is called a half. Its fraction is called a half. Can we spell the word a half? A-H-A-L-F. A half. Let's spell it again. A-H-A-L-F. Let's go. A-H-A-L-F. A half. I'm going to make another one. I'm going to make another one here. Let's make it. Okay, I have something in circle. Can call it a circle. Can call it an apple. You can call it an orange. Let me divide it. Okay, I have divided it into two equal parts. Now I had one. The first one, it was a whole. Okay, let me do this again. At first, this is a whole circle, or it's a whole orange. As I have the whole orange, let me see. Next, I'm going to divide it into two equal parts. When I divide it into equal parts, I have now two parts. I have the first one and I have the second one. I'm going now to shade the fraction. I'm going to shade the fraction, and I'm going to shade the fraction, one of it. After shading one of it, after shading one of it, then I will know. Let's shade together. Let's shade together. Okay, you see. Okay, make sure you are shading inside when you are shading, because when you shade outside, you become a monster. I learned that song when I was in baby class. You see, my teacher used to say, shade, 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 shade inside. When you shade outside, you become a monster, and I don't want to become a monster, so therefore you have to shade inside. How many parts did I have altogether? There were two parts. How many parts have I shaded? How many parts have you shaded? I've shaded only one part. Okay, so I've shaded one part, and I have two parts here. So how many, what name is given to that fraction? We looked at the beginning, and we say that that fraction is called a half. A half. That's when we are divided the shape into two equal parts. Let's go on. I have another one. Another one is there, and I'm going to divide it also. Oh, I've cut it. Oh, I've cut it. Oh, I've divided it into three equal parts. We have 1, 2, and 3. Those are three equal parts. Now what I'm going to do next, I'm going to shade. Okay, I have those parts now there. I have those parts there. Okay, I had three parts. I've shaded one. Okay, so since I've shaded one, what do I have? We shall go and write. I shaded one fraction, but I had three parts. Therefore, Therefore, that fraction is called a third. It's called a third. Okay, the fraction is called a third. We say a third, that is THIRD. You can even sound it. You can even sound it like R, D. Hey, these two sound we can sound them as, or we can sound them as, but in this word it is a silent TH. So we sound them as, and when these two sounds meet, the I and R, they make the R sound. So the word is a third. Okay, let's move on, and we see I have another fraction is here. I have my apple. I'm going to divide it into very many parts. How many parts have I divided now? I have 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to shade. Okay, let me shade. So I've shaded one part. How many parts did I have altogether? I had 4 parts. Okay, now I've formed a fraction. What name is given to that fraction? That fraction is called a quarter. That's the fraction that I have now. So the fraction I have is called a quarter, and we can spell the word a quarter together. A-Q-U-A-R-T-E-R. A quarter. Let's spell it again. A-Q-U-A-R-T-E-R. A quarter. That's our fraction. Okay, class, I'm ending here, and I'm saying thank you for learning with me. I'm going to put the activity on Google Classroom. Please join using that code. Okay, join the classroom using that code there, and join the Google Classroom. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.